Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, welcome to the Real Honest Wrestling Radio Podcast of Doom. That is your host.
The host of Doom, and also John Ritland, with my co-host and also my best friend,
The Durbinator. I'm in pain.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, you're right over there, bud.
Yeah, I done goofed my rotator cuff.
You did. Thankfully, you are okay. You will just need rehab.
No, I'm not okay. I'm in constant pain.
Right, but I'm saying at least you don't need surgery and it will get better.
Hopefully, yeah.
I will.
The doctor was speaking with optimism with the face of pessimism.
That sounds pretty much like me most days. I just speak with pessimism, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I do. Thankfully, though...
That's the whole shtick of the show.
Ha!
Shay, Sonny.
Yeah, that was kind of funny, but... So, we just got a few topics we're going to talk about here today. Mainly, I did review the NXT USA episode, the debut episode, but also the second hour on the network.
Yeah, I just got finished watching it because I've had a busy week and then also a day of being in pain.
Yeah, which is no good. So, you...
No good!
So, basically, I think they... I mean, I'm not going to go everything minute detail on this, but we'll hit the stuff. It's like, thanks, guys, for over 100 views on the review, but I thought the whole thing with Triple H, opening that up, that was pretty cool.
Yes, I like the production. I think they upped their production for USA.
Yeah, they had no choice but to do that.
But you know what? It looks like it's for the best on that. I'd say they really put their best foot forward for USA.
They had some moments on the WWE Network side, but I'll agree there.
Yeah, but it felt a little rushed. Anyway. But yeah, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Right, going back to that. So, one, I do want to clarify, though, before we get into that. You're right.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Carbonated beverage.
AEW reviews, those will happen right after that show's done. And I'll just do solo NXT reviews. As long as the views are still there. If the views drop, I'm just going to drop those. But now that NXT is in a live format, I think more people will be reviewing it. It'll probably be, like, you know, maybe it'll get more traction. It better. Apparently they got, 1.17 million viewers.
Which is great for NXT.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think NXT usually has like a few 100,000 viewers.
Usually on the network, that kind of stuff.
To get 1.17 million, that's not too shabby.
It's not. It'll be interesting.
It's better than most cable shows get.
Well, especially on USA.
Yeah.
But the women, I thought the women kicked off everything just fine. I thought if you're going to showcase the women's division, if you're going to showcase your roster for the opening, the women is a perfect way to go. Mm-hmm. You have four different styles. You got Bianca, you got Mia, you got Io. Candice was also there. I know that sounds kind of mean, but Candice actually is great in the ring. She has no character, though. She has no character.
Yeah, I don't think she's a convincing character just yet. She needs to cut some promos.
Of not just being Gargano's wife.
Yes.
And that's nothing against Candice, who was a standalone performer.
You can't sell her with simply being Johnny's wife. Yeah. Otherwise, that's all she's going to be viewed as.
Yeah.
And she'll end up Maria Kanellis by the time she's up on the main roster.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get to the Maria Kanellis bullshit at some point. We'll get to that. So, with Candice, though, I do want to emphasize, she was tremendous in the ring before she got to WWE.
Tremendous.
Yeah, but she was great in the ring,
I
and
hope
still
this
is.
feud with Shayna will, blossom some good moments for Candice LeRae Gunn.
Yeah. It's happening in 2 weeks. I think Candice is winning the title. If she doesn't, I will be surprised, because then what else are you going to do? Because at this point, Shayna has almost had the championship for a year.
This move to USA is actually very beneficial for NXT talents, because it also means when they get those main roster call-ups, quote-unquote, that people better recognize them.
Yes. And
people
they better
recognize them.
I was about to pull a D'Lo Brown, intro there, but
Testify.
With the women, that was Devon. It's okay. The women, though, kicking off, that was great.
Yeah.
Then you had Cameron Grimes squash Sean Maluda. Then Dream and...
Well, literally, just...
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. No, he was on the network praying.
The dream is over for the North American title.
Which is fair. You have the Undisputed Era draped in gold.
Dust.
And then you have, Roddy posting that picture where he's just draped in the title.
Shawn Michaeling it up.
Hopefully not, getting anywhere near Sunny. But with that, I think that was pretty smart to switch a title there.
Yeah.
Not just for the Undisputed Era doing that, but at this point, Dream had the championship for what? About 7 months?
Yeah.
And it was time for a change.
Yep.
And now
he can focus on bigger and better things.
Well, the guy was, like, Jordan Miles, I think he's going to face off against Adam Cole at some point. He's taking his title shot that he won from the Breakout tournament and cashing in on Adam Cole.
Didn't he already face Adam Cole and lose?
Did he face Adam Cole and lose?
That was, like, last week.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I tend to, like, lose track of, like, some things. But, yeah, Dream could do that. I'm sorry, by the way, guys, if I forget some things that happened with the taped NXT.
That's all right. You are not forgiven.
Okay.
You are unforgiven.
That was around in 2008. They had the championship scramble
It's also
match.
a dumb word when you think about it. It means, like, that essentially means you forgave them, but then you removed that forgiveness, which means that now that they're unforgiven means you'd forgive them at first, but now you're not.
Right.
Anyway.
I am confused by this. But, yeah, I think
etymology is weird.
It really is. I think Cole and... which, look, you get Cole and Miles in the ring, that's something else. But you get Cole and Dream in the ring and have Dream be the one to take it from Cole, the title that is, then that'd be something. But I don't know, who do you think ultimately will take the title from Cole?
Bro.
You think Rail's going to do it?
Oh, yeah. He's going to be there for a few years. So it's going to be one of those things where he's going to take the title from Adam Cole when they're ready to move the Undisputed Era up.
And that's the thing, at this point, they probably aren't even going to move the Undisputed Era up till at least after Mania. Because they're going to have War Games because Imperium showed up in NXT.
Golly gee, I wonder why a 4-man team would show up on a show with the 4-man team.
Jeez, it's almost like War Games is around the corner.
But at least they were not some thrown together team like the Viking Raiders and Pete Dunne and who else was there? Ricochet.
Oh God, it was. Oh yeah, that was very weird.
Ricochet with that 720 off the top of the cage and almost fucking killed himself if Hanson and Rowe hadn't backed up Ivor and Eric.
Well, especially Hanson. I mean, Hanson was the bigger of the two, but what I liked about Imperium showing up was mainly displaying that Kushida has a goddamn death wish.
Yeah, also he can speak good English.
He can. And I mean, I'm actually very...
He speaks English better than some people who live in America.
Which, yeah, that's fair. But Walter showing up getting a huge pop. I mean, he's Walter. What else was he going to do? What else was going to happen? Mm-hmm. I think no doubt we're getting Undisputed Era versus him.
I know just what you're thinking.
Right.
That's what happens when you say no doubt.
Yeah. We're getting Imperium, Undisputed Era, and I don't know who else, British Strong Style and somebody else in
I forgot.
War Games. Well, British Strong Style and like one other person.
Yeah. Because
you would have to throw one other person in there. So let us know in the comments who you would have be teaming with.
You know who I'd have?
Who was that?
Bush!
Yeah.
Savior of the universe!
He would take the pin, no doubt.
Probably. He lost in a flash.
Yeah. But speaking of Dunn, you had Dunn and former Adrian Jowd.
Yeah, Arturo Ruas.
Also,
Ruas!
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's gonna be team him and Reigns up so they could just do that and he'd just be saying his last name.
That would be an interesting team up when you think about it.
I actually would pop for that. But
at least it wouldn't be a Shield remeet. Team up. Thingamajigger.
I think remeet actually is a new word that needs to be, put in the Urban Dictionary.
This is my meat. This is my meat again. It's salami. I tried it myself.
I'm kind of glad you went that route because I was gonna go a shockingly dirty route.
Oh my God! What? Anyway,
but really, they did the whole brawl thing at the end with Dane and Riddle.
That was a weird close to the show.
I got why they did it, because they're trying to drag this feud out, but at the same time, that felt very WCW.
Yeah.
And you don't need to do it. I mean, look, no show's going to be perfect, but I'm just like, really? Like, just send everybody out there?
I think it would have been better to close out the match with that North American title match.
It might have, but I think USA...
But also, at the same time, it is a good idea to have it on USA.
Yeah, and I think USA probably wanted a championship match on there. But as far as... I think NXT on USA, I don't think it was a smash hit. I think they did well.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see if they can keep up this momentum, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with AEW. Now, I don't know if AEW is going to do well, or how well it's going to do once it gets to TNT, because we're not going to know, because we can't see into the future.
I can see into the future! We're going to stop you from destroying my race in the future!
We already did that.
Why don't you do that? We need to stop quoting Dragon Ball Z abridged every 10 seconds.
half of our shows are just like random references.
Pop culture references aren't comedy, but they are still entertaining.
Yes, I mean, but still, I think NXT on USA did pretty well. I think it'd be interesting to see what AEW does, but at least they're hyping up matches, and this could be good. It could be good for NXT, the roster itself.
Yeah. Interesting to see what stars are made of on this one.
I find Damian Priest's voice funny for some reason. It's almost like he's...
Let me deepen my voice even further so that I may come across as intimidating.
Yeah, right, what?
What?
But speaking of AEW,
again, I don't know if his voice is actually that deep.
Actually, one more thing. The Xia thing...
Xia?
Yeah, Xia. Botches happen. That's simply the case.
Especially really when you're doing a move like that. Try jumping backwards onto some ropes. I couldn't even jump on a box this morning, and I ended up busting my shoulder.
You did, but thankfully you're going to be okay. But now we go to, speaking of AEW, we go to Kenny Omega's comments on AEW versus NXT. And this is from an article. I've listened to the interview.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get flagged. But it says, you can call it a war if you want. It's like, to me, we're in a completely different kind of business. I mean, what they're doing is different from what we're doing. Kenny does not have the best way with words, by the way. It's weird because it's hard to say...
He's a bout maker, not a about maker.
It was
bad. It was lazy.
No, it was good stuff.
In myself.
It's weird because it's hard to say you're going to war with people that I call my friends, and yet we are going to war. What?
We're not going to war, but we are going to war. But we're not going to war.
We're going to war.
No. You don't get it. We're not going to war. We're going to war.
Right? What? But it's like and yet we are going to war, and yet when I sit back and look at the grand picture. I'm going to war with these dudes that if we were on the same show together, the same promotion, let's pretend there were no borders. Let's pretend there were no promotions. Let's just pretend there was one big promotion. So there would be a promotion. Kenny needs to not talk.
Kenny needs a writer to set together his thoughts before he says words, the best words.
Hopefully not that. But let's just pretend there's one big promotion. If these guys were in the same show as me, they'd be in the dark match. They'd be in the opening match of my main event match. Ah, yes, Omega. The one pay-per-view you main evented. What? Did I say that?
Ooh.
But you want to call that a war? You want to call that competition? Go ahead. Maybe it's fun for you to do. That's cool, but we're different plants. And if you're going to see, and you're going to see that right away when we see 10,000, when you see 10,000 plus seat arenas sold out, you're going to see smiles on fans' faces. You're going to see real stars, not developmental talent, but real stars.
Real star.
But real stars appearing on your television sets every week. Okay, one, people are saying that Omega, some people are defending Omega's kind of stuff. He should stand up for his company. He should stand up for his roster. He should.
He should stand up for his company. that doesn't mean he needs to focus on attacking NXT.
And that's going to be an issue with AEW is doing this.
Divisive language.
Yeah.
By its very nature divides. And you can't use that. You got to be looking like the bigger individual coming out of this.
What my main issue with it is,
like I said, twins, but one of them's really fat. You gotta come out bigger.
Is that's where we're going with?
Sure.
Genetically defective twins. But moving on from that, Omega doing this, people say like, oh, well, people jump down Rollins' throat because of what he said about, is that
why his laugh is so weird? Because everyone keeps jumping down his throat?
That too. Well, certainly not because he could put anything else down anybody's throat.
Kenny would try that, but he'd just go boing.
To be fair, that was about gun violence, though. I mean, it's like there were people making fun of him. I go, but it was about gun violence. He knew his normal thing. Yeah. Anyway, people slammed Rollins for what he said about Will Ospreay, which Rollins lost a Twitter fight with Will Ospreay. That proves that Seth Rollins is not very good at Twitter.
Yeah, he got cut.
Will Ospreay. My neck has issues. Also, Will Ospreay. Oscutter on the apron.
I should talk about Whack after this too.
Yeah, we could talk about that actually.
We could Whack.
Yeah, but with this, Omega staying up for his company isn't the issues, but it's just like, okay, you're taking a look at a company is basically going from the ground up, even though there's a lot of talents on there that are known to a good portion of some fans. NXT has more people that are well known.
Yeah, I mean, they do.
And that's not AEW's fault, but it's like...
AEW will be well known by the time live TV starts up because people are going to be watching.
People are going to be interested.
I hope they attract the viewers that they need.
I really hope they do, but it's just... Omega not talking about developmental stars. I'm sorry, Kenny, have you seen some of the people in your roster? Some people that need a lot of goddamn work.
Can you see some of the people on your roster without looking down?
That's a good point. Because there are some.
I don't look down on any of my talent, Marco. Try me.
I mean, kind of would have to there. It just AEW is going to hopefully do some great things. We won't know till well into this TV venture how well it's going to go, but they gotta smash it out of the park with that opening one. Yeah. I'm not saying make every match 5-star classic, make every match 20 goddamn minutes, but just have
every match has to have a process to it.
Build to a feud, build to a title match, build to a number one contenders match, that kind of stuff.
One moment, please. Windows wants to do an update, and I gotta stop it before it stops the recording. Yep. Alright, anyway.
We are back.
Live recorded moments earlier.
Right. But, yeah, good old updates. But I think some great things could happen with AEW. But I am cautiously optimistic because I have seen alternatives pop up, and they've crashed just as quickly. Hello, Impact. I didn't see you there.
Last time I saw them, they were TNA.
That's true. To be fair, though, they're getting on AXSTV.
Yeah, which will be a great move for them, especially since Anthem now has majority shares in Axis.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, now that's going to become, that's just something I want to talk about. What do you think of Omega's comments? Do you think it's bad that he said it, or that maybe he should have chosen different language?
He should have chosen different language. The thing that you never want to do is to make your opponent look weak by making the argument that, they're just developmental talent because it's the brand. Make them look as strong as possible and then beat them at that. It's like a debate.
Yeah.
Steel manning is a much better thing than straw manning.
Right.
Anyone who knows anything about debate knows what I'm talking about.
If you were a master at it, you're a master debater.
Yes.
Right.
Joke has never been made, John.
I never repeat jokes, Chris.
Sure.
Yeah, let's go with that. But what else are we going to talk about there?
I'm in constant pain.
That too. We're going to try to finish that up. Let's see, Omega, that kind of stuff. What were we just going to talk about?
Let's talk about Maria Kanellis, and then we'll end on a high note.
Oh, yeah, the Maria Kanellis Bowl. Okay, so basically, first thing I just want to say, though, before this Maria Kanellis thing, AEW needs to smash it out of the park And also with the AXSTV thing, that's what I want to go back to. Mm-hmm. Access will soon have Impact. They already have WoW Women of Wrestling. They have New Japan. Wow. I will not be continuing to review WoW Women of Wrestling. Not that it is not worth it. I will still watch it. I encourage you guys to check out Serpentine, who's Thunder Rosa in a mask. Under a mask. Yeah. That's it. Anyway. Versus Tessa Blanchard for the WoW Women's Championship. That is how women's wrestling should be done. That was a very good match. I encourage you guys to check that one out. I'm not going to review it just because after when the new season came back, like I didn't get nearly enough views. And I'm like, look, the reviews are short, but I'm like, it's just not worth it. So, but I encourage you guys to watch it because I'm still going to watch it. I'm still going to promote it. I encourage you guys to watch it. But AXSTV could slowly become the alternative wrestling channel. Yeah. If they get Ring of Honor, they could do that.
Not when they're owned by Sinclair.
Well, if Sinclair wants to dump them, they may want to.
I mean, yeah, but they're so successful without the Bullet Club
or the Elite, the Elite.
Yeah,
but honestly, I like the thought of AXSTV getting that stuff. I hope Impact does well. I don't think this is going to make Impact as great as it was.
No,
and that's not to say that the roster won't work hard.
Then again, renewed interest in AEW may create a renewed interest in Impact as well, because they're like, whatever happened to TNA?
Right.
Oh, they're Impact now. They're on Access? I'll check them out and see what's going on.
And not everybody has Access, but more people have that than have the goddamn Pursuit channel. I actually had the Pursuit channel on my on my thing. And
the only reason that they were on Pursuit was because Anthem owned Pursuit.
The thing that makes me laugh, though, is people are like...
They don't need to worry about television contracts when they own the channel.
That's true. With Twitch, though, they don't draw enough people on Twitch for their shows. It's like 3,500 to 4,000, which I know sounds kind of funny when we only get 50 to 100, whatever, or, sometimes 500-something views on some reviews. We're also just two wrestling fans talking about stuff. We are not a wrestling company that is trying to draw a lot of fans. So best of luck to Impact in all seriousness. Now the Maria Kanellis bullshit. If this is Paul Heyman's idea, this is why you never let Paul Heyman, the moron that he is, be in charge of creative. I'm sorry.
Let him contribute to creative, yes, but be in charge of it, maybe not. He's not Vince McMahon in terms of bad, but this is a really bad plot line that just it grinds on the nerves.
Cody said it best, and I can't quote it exactly per word, but ECW has...
He tried to fuck on me.
That too. But ECW had really good ideas. For every one of those, there were 7 or 8. My God, this is horrible. I know that there are some people that are listening that like ECW, and that's fine. I'm not saying you can't.
Yeah.
But...
Because I liked ECW, but nowadays not so much, just because it's...
The chair shots.
I've grown out of it.
The chair shots that they had, that kind of... Hey, let's be fair.
Not to say that people who like hardcore or deathmatch wrestling are immature. It's just, when as I grew up, it didn't appeal to me as much.
It's not light tube stuff and everything, which I don't really consider wrestling. I don't. I'm sorry.
I mean, if you want to battle with light tubes, just put yourself to Duel of the Fates from Star Wars Episode 1 and... Then it'll be entertaining.
Kept saying that when Sasha and Becky were dueling with their The man, the boss, the man,
the boss.
House of Wax. It was like one of the first. Yeah, it's the remake of House of Wax, came out a number of years ago. And of course, Paris Hilton with her best role, taking a pole through the head.
Speaking of horror stories,
the Maria Kanellis show. Yes. Let's get back on topic there.
Ricochet's the daddy at first, but that's a negatory Ghost Rider because he's already got Casey Catanzaro.
Who's already his kid, basically. Anyway. That's a whole different...
So Mike challenges Ricochet to a fight, and Ricochet wins, obviously.
Easily.
Yes.
And then
Maria goes... Ricochet isn't the father, and then Rusev's music hits, And that is the most lackluster way to bring back Rusev other than not giving him a TV entrance.
I mean, and Rusev, who has gotten in incredible shape.
With an incredible mustache. And I know something about mustaches, as you all will know.
You do. Would know something about that. But with that, it just fucking hell.
Yeah, it was...
And then he beats up Mike Kanellis, and where is this going? And now, they're going to do this possible paternity test thing. Whatever.
Bet they bring in Maury.
That's actually what they tweet about. They may bring in Maury.
Oh.
Oh, you didn't see that?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they actually tweet about that. They did that, and I'm just like, you have got to be fucking kidding me.
Drake Maverick retweeted something about it and goes, I haven't, yes, not me. I haven't even consummated my marriage yet.
Oh, God, he would say that.
Yeah.
There is being entertaining, and then there is this bullshit, and this bullshit is not entertaining. I'm sorry. Yeah, here you go. I'm showing him the tweet, in case you guys are wondering.
Oh, boy. My favorite.
Yeah, and I know that I know Raw actually, divided a lot of people. There were a lot of...
This fucking
storyline
is fucking fuck sticks.
There's nothing wrong with I'm not saying put women off TV if they're pregnant. No, you want to use them, fine, use them. Maria can play a really good conniving bitch. I'm sorry, the storyline's stupid. What is the point of this thing with Mike? And you're using Rusev like this.
Yeah. He's never been in plot lines where he's with another woman for some reason.
While his wife is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait. It was only one of the worst storylines of the last 10 years.
This summer.
There are rumors that she might be coming back to wrestling.
Okay.
Possibly WWE. Well, I mean, whatever. Maybe she gets a chance. I just think this storyline is such shit.
Yeah, it is the worst.
It's garbage. It does not need to be there. Honestly, this is going to be a disaster. I know some people liked Raw from this week. We didn't.
It was, yeah.
And that's fine. You guys can have that opinion. I don't agree, but shit, you guys don't have to agree with my opinion either. Yeah. That's the whole point about being a wrestling fan, is having a whole lot of fun. But yeah, this stuff's bullshit. But let's finish up you talking about the whack.
Alright, so I went to Without a Cause. It's a local independent show in Everett, Washington. If you're in the Pacific Northwest, it's $35 for front row tickets and $25 for general admission.
I think so, yeah.
Their 1 year anniversary show is going to be coming up on October 27th. So,
we are going to that.
Yeah, so if you're in the Northwest and you want to see some terrific wrestling and for some reason also want to see us, we'll be in the front row.
Just look for Derb. He's easy to spot.
Yeah, you can't miss me.
Yeah.
Or you can. If you miss me, don't worry. I'm always here.
Yeah, wait.
One of the things I want to talk about is there were some surprise matches. I have never seen someone who weighs almost 300 pounds worth of muscle do a Canadian Destroyer before.
Oh, God.
To a guy who weighs almost 300 or over 300 pounds as well. I've never seen a heavyweight Canadian Destroyer, and I got to see that. But one of the talents I want to talk about is Jaden Morales and Nick Wayne.
Yes.
They are now a tag team known as Young Muscle. Nick Wayne, if you recognize the last name, he's the son of Pacific Northwest legend Buddy Wayne.
I want to emphasize, by the way, guys, that if you notice that I'm not talking too much about it, there's a reason. It's because this took place on the same day as Clash of Champions, so I was home watching Clash of Champions. Continue.
And Jaden Morales is a terrific talent, but Nick Wayne is something else.
14 years old.
He's 14 with the most beautiful Spanish fly that I've seen on an independent show.
Yeah, he's fucking great.
But along with that, he's mastered the Os Cutter. And I think during one of the matches, he did that whole flip into the ropes and flip backwards and landed that superhero landing. So, of course, I had to start chanting Nick O'Shea. Because
of course you did.
That was a complete ricochet spot. And that started going, which I freaking loved. But then there was also, we had Jake Atlas going up against Chris Bay. Chris Bay is the current champion without a cause.
Really photogenic as well. Like, he knows.
I mean, aside from that missing too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
That I like to Photoshop back in just because it's kind of does him a disservice to catch that. But Jake Atlas is an amazing talent.
I'd heard the name. I have not been able to see him.
Yeah. He's great at working the crowd in terms of, like, you know, just being able to talk as well as his in-ring ability. Just high-tier skill. Just... If I had to say, I think the greatest enjoyment I get out of wrestling is when I go to Without a Cause or when I go to Defy, because it's just... It makes me happy to be part of that kind of community. If you're, again, ever fallen out of love with wrestling and you want to do something fun, an independent show is the way to go. Just locate your nearest show and go there. You never know when you might see the next Ricochet. You never know when you might see the next Will Ospreay.
We will make sure to clear some time.
You'll probably know when you see the next Brock Lesnar because he's not there.
We will make sure to, like, just always plug indie promotions and that kind of stuff.
And when you start going to indie shows and you start seeing all those faces, you're going to have a really fun time every time someone's in town and you see a local enhancement talent. You're like, hey, wait a minute, aren't you the champion? Or, hey, that security guard looks an awful lot like Zach Cooper.
Oh, God, yeah, that's right. I remember you pointed that out to me.
Yeah, he ended up a security guard on NXT. Dave Turner being security during a show where he got punched in the face by Becky Lynch. And he goes, that was the best day of my life.
Getting fisted by Becky Lynch.
I don't think that's how he put it.
I was going to say. But no, see, and this is kind of, there are people that have asked, and I just want to address something here really, really quick. You can get back to more stuff about Without a Cause in a second, but some people have wondered, oh, well, you know, Derb seems to be going to more indie shows rather than doing the reviews. He's his own man. He wants to do what he wants, and it's fine. He was my best friend first, and he's my co-host second. Yeah. So I'm just saying, if he wants to go to indie shows, he's welcome to go to whatever he wants. So you guys can deal with it. Anyway, go ahead.
I like to have a presence there because it's one of those things, like, I get to meet a lot of people. I've been making more friends there.
Yeah, and also
I get recognized by people who I have no idea who the hell they are.
Oh yeah, I don't. I've had people talk to me, and I mean,
I'm just like, yeah, hey, you?
Oh god, right?
Whack. And I look at my follower list. Oh yeah.
I know sometimes it's hard to remember some stuff, but like Defy and Whack, it's like there are people that recognize me, which I don't know how people recognize me because I'm just like generic white guy.
I mean, most of the people come to the channel to see you.
I'm not here to kink shame. They can do that if they want.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like it's.
But unfortunately, we're on the microphone.
We came on the microphone.
Yeah, gross.
The
Blue Yeti.
But the whole point of what I was saying, guys, don't worry, the channel's always going to be around, but indie shows are a lot of fun. That's why, depending on how these reviews keep going, if WWE starts dipping in quality, I may start just doing reviews on delay and just staying up late on a Sunday and going to an indie show if it's like a Without a Cause show. Now, I don't need to go to every single one of them because I got bad social anxiety. But if you want to go to them, you know, yeah, they're right because
it's really helped me break out of my shell, and plus the wrestling community is one of the best. Not necessarily on Twitter, but for the most part, the wrestling community
sometimes on Twitter. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of toxic people.
A lot more than it's not.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, also, you're taking a lot of pictures, and, you know, you're making some contacts that way to possibly, you know, help out.
Yeah, I should start editing my pictures again and putting them up for everyone to see.
Yeah.
It's just, if you've never been to an indie show, make a trip out of it. Because it is well worth the time. Bring some extra money to buy some merch.
Yeah, autographs. If you got enough T-shirts, bring some money for autographs.
Yeah.
Like, because
pins. The lapel pins are just infamously one of the most common items that you'll find, and they're usually like $5 a pop. And
I'm gonna actually have to purge out some of my shirts.
Yeah.
To make room for more shirts.
Well, I mean, I've got a lot of 2XL shirts that I'm probably gonna hang up when I go to redesign the recording room. That will be coming probably by the end of the year.
Yeah, once your shoulder's better and everything and all that, and then we'll probably redesign the recording room and actually make it look a whole lot better. But yeah, support your local indies. Anything else you want to say about Without a Cause?
No, just...
I mean, you got to be at Aubrey's last show.
Oh, yeah, I did get to see Aubrey. I got to talk to her about that Chris Jericho moment. So let me give you this little exclusive. When I was talking with Aubrey about it, she goes... she said that also was Adam Page also had recommended her to ref the match. So she's sitting in a room with Chris Jericho, Adam Page, and Dean Malenko. And Dean Malenko's only bit of advice was just go out there and do that serious face that you do.
And Dean Malenko knows something about serious faces.
Yeah, and I'm just like, that is completely appropriate when you think about it. But no, I'm gonna miss seeing Aubrey because she's been a fixture of Pacific Northwest Wrestling.
She has.
3-2-1 Battle, Defy, Without a Cause. She's gone up and down.
I think to Canada and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
and a few other promotions.
She had a little YouTube series, Driving with the Boys, of when she's in the car with some of the wrestlers and
local talents and stuff like that. Yeah,
like Jacob Sumas, the Cruiser Bear. Jacob.
It's funny.
Yeah,
it's a good play on words.
Dante's
cool.
I mean, if you've been watching Pro Wrestling Noah and you see Sonico, he's been one of the greatest luchadors to come out of Seattle, which I guess isn't a very high bar because there's not a lot of luchadors coming out of Seattle.
I think that's unfair. I mean, I think there's probably some we don't even know about.
He's one of the greatest, just pure wrestlers that are on the independent scene.
Oh, Sonico's great.
Yeah. As short as he is.
Kicks hard, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially when he comes flying out of the ring and security hasn't backed you up enough, so you get a kick across the face and you're like, my hat's okay, good.
And actually, we're going to talk about the Defy show we're going to be going to next Friday.
Yeah, next podcast we're going to talk about Defy.
Which we'll probably do Saturday.
Yeah.
Because we'll be too tired Friday.
Yeah.
Because we're going to go, we're not going to do the show, we're not going to do it after the show. Because that'd be like midnight.
Yeah. We're probably going to talk about it on Saturday. Just 'cause
that kind of stuff.
It's Darby Allin's last appearance at Defy.
And that's a big deal.
Yeah, before, he goes completely all elite.
And...
speaking of which, we had Ethan Page versus Steve Miggs at WAC.
Yeah.
And Darby Allin showed up to save Ethan.
Yeah.
Ethan put over Darby Allin in a huge way for the crowd, and yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to see Darby Allin's last match.
Right.
But yeah, what do you expecting from AEW though? Do you think everything's gonna get off to a great start?
I think as long as they don't focus as much on the comedy. I'm not saying don't make it somewhat comedic, but if you can't present like an actual sport...
I have to see another comedy bullshit.
I am not going to sound like Cornette.
Neither am I, apparently, because I can't do a corny impression.
Though you have pointed out that sometimes, because of how much of a fan I am of Cornette's podcast, that when I start to get angrier, I start to slightly turn southern.
Yeah.
Which is weird. And I don't quite understand it because apparently I've been doing this since before I was listening to Cornette's podcast. But
yeah, anyway.
But I think AEW is going to do well, but they're going to need to tone down the comedy stuff. It's going to need to be presented as something that can draw in more fans.
It can't be an indie show every week.
No.
It's got to be a television product. And I think that might harm more of the talents than it'll help.
Really can't think of anything else really to talk about here, so we're just going to finish that up.
If you got anything you want us to cover next week, and we'll browse through the comments and see what we got going.
Yeah.
Let us know down in the comments down below. Like the podcast if you like. Hit subscribe, hit the bell. Just stick with us. We'll be here almost every Friday or Saturday or Sunday, depending on how many indie shows we have.
Well, and that too, and also want to emphasize before we go, once SmackDown goes to Fridays, the podcast day will change, and it will just depend on what we have going on that weekend. We will try to do a podcast every week. It's just going to depend.
Yup!
But anyway, I'm John Ritland, and this is...
The Terminator. Why am I gesturing with my thumb? Because you can't see me.
Why am I gesturing towards you when we're not on camera? So yeah, folks, we will be back next week, next Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be back Monday for Raw.
Join us next time on Real Honest Podcast.